Go back.
So, are we supposed to start now? I'm just playing with y'all. Welcome to Extra Step, everyone. You're with your favorite host, Kay, and the goof, Derwin. What's up, my dude?
Nah, don't call me a goof and ask for high five. That's not happening. How you guys doing today? Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's enjoying.
He was singing before the show.
Yeah, bro. That's what you gotta do. You gotta get lucid now. Sing a little bit.
Yeah.
Dance a little bit. Get down tonight a little bit. That's all.
Good. So, how's your week been?
It's been alright. Just catching up on the NBA awards. That was a fun little thing to do. I think that's a whole conversation we could get into. But let's just go through the awards at least. So for Rookie of the Year, Luka Doncic obviously got it. I didn't think that there was much surprise in that.
No, it wasn't much.
The way he put up numbers from the start of the season. I know he fell off a little bit closer to the end, but he killed it all year long. So
yeah, no, I mean Trae Young should have been a Rookie of the Year, but hey, what can we do?
But there's no doubt.
It should have just been Trae Young, but what can we do?
No,
it should have been Trae Young. So what can we do?
What can you do? Luka Doncic put up better numbers,
But let's be real. Who finished the season better?
Yeah, but who started the season and maintained it? Trae Young only came out at the end of the season when games didn't matter, where players. You can see the teams they were facing, they weren't even that nice.
How the season breaks down, it has different sections. You got 4 different sections. You got the start of the season. You got that part just before the All-Star break. You got your halftime versus All-Star break. Then you got that little part that's your third quarter right after All-Star break. Then you got the home stretch in the fourth.
Okay, so then
if you can finish in the second,
did well for that part.
And Luka Doncic did the same for only the first half. So what's your point?
Stop.
He was nowhere to be found
until the All-Star game. He was there. After
the All-Star game. So hold on.
He still put up better numbers. That's it. We could say the same thing about Ben Simmons a couple of years ago when Ben Simmons
James Harden put up
over Devon Mitchell and Jason Tatum.
Listen, James Harden
put up better rookies.
Numbers.
Jason Tatum.
James Harden put up better numbers. Why didn't he win it?
Well, that's a whole different story.
No, it's not. You said he had the Luka Doncic had the better numbers.
No, but then we're talking about award. No, exactly. That's what I'm trying to explain to you is that we can start that conversation with the awards, right? Where we're talking about who's the better player versus who's the better player on the team.
I'm talking about who should have won the award.
What do you mean? I just said Luka Doncic. You're still asking me who should have won it.
You said that Luka Doncic should have won it because he had the better numbers.
He had his numbers overall. Average, whatever his averages were higher than Trae Young. That's why he won it. The same thing happened for Ben Simmons last year.
But Ben Simmons was
only a fucking rookie.
But Ben Simmons was a hell of technically it was his first year playing. And his numbers was nice, but there was a difference between him and Donovan Mitchell. He had a huge impact for a guy that couldn't shoot the ball. So clearly the voters seen that.
Tatum, are we forgetting about him then? Because he had a huge impact on Boston finishing a top
You're 100% right. They had a huge impact, but guess what? Ben Simmons had a bigger impact on Philly. As soon as he went there and they played his first year, what happened? Did they not make the playoffs?
Well, they all got them.
Okay, so that's my point. If he had that big of an impact, of course.
Joel, then, all right.
Yeah, Joel Embiid, but Jason Tatum had Kyrie. Donovan Mitchell had a pretty good team built around him too. Yeah, that's basketball. You have guys.
I thought out of those 3 guys, Donovan had the worst team out of all 3 of them easily. The fact that he was even in that conversation, I thought was a big thing for him.
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, let's be real. Ben Simmons during that season was the better impact player. If we're gonna talk about why,
so then I could say the same thing about Luka. Luka had a better impact on Dallas.
And my point is for the first half of the season. For the second half of the season, Trae Young came in and stepped up.
So what was Trae Young for the first half of the season?
He was doing his thing, but he was making his turnovers. He was putting up numbers, was he not? He was second in points.
He wasn't putting up great
He was
numbers.
second in points.
That wasn't the best numbers.
Out of rookie scores, he was second in points. So from my understanding, he was putting in the work.
Okay, but who was first?
Luka Doncic.
There you go.
Okay, great.
I don't know why we still continue on this conversation. Okay,
I'm just saying.
Let's move on to the next one
because got it.
I think the next one's a little bit more. It makes more sense for us to agree on as the most improved player. Obviously, Pascal Siakam won it out of D'Angelo Russell and De'Aaron Fox. There's no doubt about it. The way Pascal came into the season this year, he was very motivated. He wanted to show everyone that he was the second best player on the Raptors. He kind of did, but you can see his growth. The way his growth has been for the last 3 years in the league. Definitely should have won
A
it.
kid like Siakam is that guy that you look at as soon as he walks in the gym, you're like, he's a dog. He's that guy who's going to work hard on every drill. He's going to work hard in every possession in the game. And he's a guy that wants to get better no matter how good he is.
Yeah.
And I think that's what stood out to the voters is that they realized that this kid isn't just someone that's putting up points from compared to last year. No, the way he's playing, you can see with every game he's growing. See, D'Angelo Russell, Darren Fox, yeah, they were growing, but the way Siakam was playing, it was like.
But I also say this about those two: like they were top picks. Like D'Angelo Russell was a second overall pick, Darren Fox was a top 5 pick. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they already had that thing of coming to the league, being high class prospects.
True, man.
27th pick doesn't really get noticed, right? Pascal Siakam was 27th pick. People didn't really notice him until last year, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah." Toronto's gonna have a nice team if they keep him, but
I think this is where it becomes really important on teams' developments and how they're developing their players. And the Raptors have proven that they can develop their guys. Like they can find these guys with raw talent and then bring out that talent. And I'm not dissing out Sacramento and Brooklyn because Brooklyn has a great development system.
Yeah.
But you could just see the difference between Toronto and what those teams are doing with their players. And again, kudos to that coaching staff because they helped him get to the level that he's at. Absolutely. Rico Hines, I don't know if you watched this. Great coach, my dog. You're a great trainer. That guy definitely worked on Siakam, and I hope he's going to work on him this summer as well. Now, getting into the next awards, we have also the Sixth Man of the Year. Yeah. I don't even want to talk on that because fuck Lou Will. He's a real bitch-ass nigga, so I don't even want to talk on him. So you can say what you have to say.
I guess,
I don't want to talk to the man that thinks he's overseas.
I think that if Lou Williams does get another Sixth Man award, they should think about changing it to the Lou Williams award. But that's down the road. I think.
Excuse me?
Just because, he'll be the first player to win 4 Six-Man awards, we can't say anything to that.
You can kiss my ass. Jamal Crawford will get that.
No, Jamal Crawford and him are tied right now with 3 apiece. That's what I'm saying. If he were to win his 4 and maybe even his 5th one, then it's a different story, right? Obviously, there was no real competition in this award. It was very easy to give it to Lou. Lou puts up numbers as a 6-man coming off the bench, or he plays starter minutes, so, it's whatever. What's our next award, sir?
It's the MVP.
Let's do Defensive Player of the Year.
The Defensive Player of the Year, I thought it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I thought it was obvious too.
I mean, there's a couple. I mean, let's be real. Kawhi should have got just because he's the best defender. The issue that we have with these awards is that it comes down to who's the best that season or who's the best in the league. Mm-hmm. And I think the NBA needs to fix this problem.
So it was PG, Giannis, and Rudy Gobert going up for Defensive Player of the Year. I think I'll say this about Kawhi. Kawhi missed 22 games in the regular season.
Yeah, I understand.
Compared to Giannis and them. So obviously, I think that's why he doesn't get an automatic nomination. But yeah, as a defender, obviously Kawhi is the best in the league. But shot blocking, Rudy Gobert's his length is just so much that it's hard to dunk on him. That's why I think.
Yeah, until it's the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I know.
He's
a regular season player. Yeah.
And again, no diss to Rudy. He's a great player. I think he's going to be a great player in this league one day. But my dude, you're great defensively until the playoffs come around, and then you're non-existent. James Harden was doing what he wanted with your team. I understand that you're just a big man, and you got 4 other guys that got to do their job. But to me, if you're a defensive player, the defensive player of the year should be going to guys that, not just a diss on shot blocking, but to guys that have the hugest impact to a point where they can change the game no matter the competition they're playing. I'm sorry, just because this guy ends up leading the league in blocks and whatever, does not mean you are the best defensive player in the league. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't accept it.
I agree with that. That's why I'd rather see PG or Giannis even win it, because PG has to guard the other team's best player every time. Realistically, whoever's the 3, or even the 4, if they're really good.
That's why I'm shocked.
That's why I was shocked that he didn't win it, and this would have been PG's first Defensive Player of the Year award. But obviously, the league didn't see it like that. Actually, sorry. Before we go to the MVP, let's talk about the Coach of the Year.
No.
Mike Budenholzer for the Milwaukee Bucks ended up winning it. I don't understand why Nick Nurse wasn't.
No. Nick Nurse was given the keys to the Mercedes, and he made it into a Bentley. So that's different. All right?
Yeah, but Mike Budenholzer was given the keys to
right, so you can see why I'm not saying nothing. I'm going to keep my mouth quiet.
But no, I mean, he had a nice team, too. I don't understand why he won.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah, no, I would probably...
Nobody else but Doc. Maybe Mike Malone, Doc Rivers. It's simple as that. I don't want to talk about Mike and his Drake issues because clearly he's got trust issues. He needs to listen to Take Care because he's got some real issues, all right? You want to go on Marvin's Room and cry away about, oh, Drake doing this, but then he wins Coach of the Year. If you are a Coach of the Year, then you don't get bothered by a superstar and then gets beat down 4 straight in the conference finals. Coach of the Year. Figure it out, my dude. You were given a nice team with an MVP, and then you got beat up by Kawhi and Nick Nurse. What's up? Didn't deserve it. I don't know who else you thought could have owned it.
Well, the reason the NBA gave the award out is because he had the best record in the NBA. I think that's really it. Like if you look at the last couple of coaches of the year, they won it because of that very reason. The year that Golden State went 73-10, they gave the award to Steve Kerr, but the first 25 games, Luke Walton was the head coach of that team.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of flaws with the award ceremony and, like, the awards itself, how they base it on. Some of it doesn't make sense.
It's the voters. That's all I got to say. They just don't know what they're doing. And then Executive of the Year went to Milwaukee. That
was even a bigger...
blasphemy. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, no, that was a bigger letdown, especially... just because we saw what Masai did in Toronto compared to what Milwaukee's general manager had to do, and just wasn't.
Honestly, I'm just tired of Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see them fall apart when Malcolm Brogdon takes a nice $20 million a year from probably Phoenix, all right, or someone else that wants to give them dollars, because that's a sleeper in this year's free agency. I hope the world knows that he's a sleeper. I'll give him
okay,
that.
so I guess we start to talk about Milwaukee because that would be the MVP. So obviously MVP was Giannis. It wasn't that close apparently. He got 78% of the
votes, and rightfully like so.
And it makes sense, it's like the best team in the NBA.
But this is the issue I have with Giannis winning the award, is the fact that yes, he had the best record. His team was pretty much the best. I guess he was like the top five. Best
he was the top 5 player in the league.
Let's be real right now. Do you feel like he's the MVP? Do you feel like the NBA just gave it to him because he's young, he's ascending? Let's just give it to him, or do you really think he deserved it? Because I looked at some stats of some other guys in the league, and I understand with certain situations that their team was in the playoffs or their team was too great. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, him and James Harden don't deserve to be in that. Mm-hmm. I understand people might want to call me out on that, but I still look at guys like the guy I hate the most, Steph Curry.
James Harden had how many games of 30 points or more this season consecutively? Let's not forget about
trash.
That. Let's not take away
from
that. This is a regular season award. This is a regular season award. We're not going to talk about playoffs.
Then give it to me. I didn't talk about playoffs.
So then you can't say
I just said the guy that didn't make the playoffs.
Why is he
he's trash because no one played defense in the regular season. If guys are not going to play defense, anyone could jack up shots and get 30 points a game. Can he be a guy that actually takes games? He just jacked up shots to win.
Teams allowed him to, and he did it. He proved them wrong. Hey, if you're going to leave me open, I'm going to hit my threes, and that's it.
And great. Give it to the most outstanding player in the league, because he's not the most valuable player in the league. And that's a guaranteed fact. Because if you were to ask any GM in this league if they were to take James Harden to build their team around, after looking at Houston, you'd probably say nope.
Wow.
Because look at that team. They're supposed to be a title contender.
I would say no because of what happened in the playoffs. I would say no what happened.
He's a terrible team. He's a terrible teammate.
They were 10th or like 11th at one point during the season, and they came and they finished 4th. Come on, man, you're not gonna give them that.
I mean, hey, if you can hit threes like out of nowhere and just keep scoring, you might as well feel like Steph Curry and get your team back up into the standings. But then what happens when games really matter, even in the regular season? They choke. They choke same way. They struggle to get that dub. I'm sorry, listen, I respect Giannis for winning it because he deserved it more. But James Harden, I'm sorry, I'm tired of hearing about this guy being a top player. He's not even a top 5 player in the league. Let's be realistic. Put him in the top 5 and tell me who he's better than. You tell me.
I won't put him in the top 5.
So why is this guy in that
conversation? He's
conversation?
not in the league.
What is he? Is he a shooting guard? Because last time I checked, he's the point guard because he's sending Chris Paul to the side, making him the shooting guard. You have the best point guard, if not one of the greatest point guards of all time. And you're going to argue and get cheesed at this guy saying, watch me play? Let me do my thing. You have one of the greatest in the game. A guy that when you watch in that video in that huddle where they're arguing, you can see Chris Paul trying to say, you know what, my bad, let's get it. And this guy's still arguing with him. James Harden, you're a joke. He's not serious. He just wants to jack up shots and win MVP. He doesn't want a ring. I don't care what he says. He doesn't want it. He don't. He's not a true MVP. He's not a top 5 player. I don't like him. Right? I know you're a little up and down with him.
No, I see the thing is James Harden's defense has always been the one thing that people question about him. But the last couple of years, he's actually become a better defender. Like he tries a lot harder, I think, on defense because after that one season where he became a meme of not playing defense at all on the internet, I think after that, but I agree with your point where you say he's not a top 5 player. That's fine, but I don't agree with the point that he did help his team. He put up ridiculous stats. The numbers that he was breaking were Wilt Chamberlain numbers, the amount of 30-point games he had.
And how many rings does Wilt Chamberlain have after a whole era of dominating? 2, right? Who's the top dog? Bill Russell? Okay, so we know who the best.
So then we're gonna say the same thing that Wilt Chamberlain killed it in the regular season, but then in the
that's why he's not remembered as the same as other guys. That's why Bill Russell has his own goddamn award, one of the most important awards of all time.
That's fair.
There's a reason, right? Let's be real. If you're a player trying to have your legacy out here and trying to build your brand, you're gonna try to do the right thing. Sorry, James Harden. Guys won't even remember your scoring ability for the next 10 to 15 years after you retire.
It's a regular season thing. That's what it is. It's more that because obviously in the playoffs you can't do that.
Well, forget about you Wes Unseld and all those other guys. Don't worry, James Harden. Maybe my grandkids might know you by searching you up on whatever it'll be called in the future. It'll be called Google.
Well, Wikipedia is still probably
whatever they'll call it in the future. My kids, my great great grandkids will probably find out what you want and be like, who?
The beard.
Oh, I know about Kawhi, LeBron, for sure LeBron, right? I know about AD. I know about Steph Curry. Who? Harden? He played in the league? Oh, he was on OKC playing KD. Oh, they lost? Oh, he's a choker. He's not good. Anyways, getting into the next little topic here, we can talk about this draft.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Things happen.
There's a lot of interesting pieces, a lot of trades. I'm happy actually came through during the draft. Unlike last year, some boring ass draft.
So let's talk on that first pick with the Pelicans and what they've done that draft day. I think was really important.
Oh yeah.
What do you think so far with that team?
Their starting 5 next year is actually underrated. There's a lot of teams that are gonna sleep on them for obvious reasons because it's such a young starting 5. But if you have Drew Holiday as your veteran guard and he's gonna help with that leadership, which I've seen the Pelicans have success with him as a leader on that team. I think there's a lot of good things about Pelicans. My only thing is they're in the West, so it's gonna be hard for them to make the playoffs. If they were in the East, I'll guarantee them. Today, I guarantee them. No matter what they did in free agency, I guarantee them in the playoffs. But in the West, it's a little harder.
All right, so I'm about to make the world shake here. Pelicans will be making the playoffs in 2020. They have all the right pieces to now have a playoff team. Now, when they made the playoffs with Rondo and AD and the Funky Bunch, there was one key opponent that a lot of people figured out and realized that this team, they have the right pieces. They just got to keep it together, and they didn't. All right, and that was with letting Rondo go. You got the perfect guard like Lonzo, who's just like Rondo, but probably going to be better. With Drew Holiday.
He also played with Rondo for 1 year, so he got to pick up a lot of Rondo's.
Right, but let's be real. Lonzo had his thing. He had that discover what he needed to do at UCLA. He didn't need to learn from Rondo. Fuck that nigga. All right. Yeah,
it helps.
Lonzo and Drew Holiday now is your backcourt. Drew Holiday's going to play the 2, which he's more comfortable doing. You got Brandon Ingram and Zion that plays a 3-4 for you. They can guard either position, and that's a problem already right there. And then you got whoever you want to play at the 5.
Well, they have Jaleel, and they drafted a center as well.
They drafted Jason Haynes or Jackson Haynes, whatever his name is. He's a young big that, in the next couple of years should be a good rotation piece.
For sure.
I'm telling people this. I want you to understand, everyone in here to understand this. The Pelicans are going to be a problem going forward. That backcourt was the biggest change. The Pelicans always wanted someone to run point for Drew Holiday to let him do his work. They found the right guy going forward. Absolutely. Zion is going to thrive because guess what? Lonzo loves playing with athletic wings that like to fly and go down the court. That's a pass every single time for a dunk. And then you got your go-to scorer in Brandon Ingram. This guy ain't gonna be stopped because now he's looking at it and like,
this is realistically his team.
Oh, LeBron's not here no more. Kuzma's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn now. All right, 25 a game, hopefully.
I think what happened in Los Angeles, especially with the last year with LeBron, was that they made Ingram a point forward kind of, and they
stupid.
And like they tried to make him as a guard, and it just didn't work. Like they tried to make him like the first option, but you had better players. You know what I mean? You had LeBron, you had Kyle Kuzma, so it looked awkward when Brent Ingram bringing up the ball, trying to create for himself or trying to help. No, that didn't work. Look at his body type. Who does he remind you mostly of? Kevin Durant. Like he's a baby Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? He's like the ability for him to score, the ability to take it to the rim, whatever.
Hold on, time out.
You have.
I thought Durant was a baby.
I thought he was a snake, to be honest.
He's a baby snake. He's a baby snake. He's struggling to find himself in the world, and he's attacking everything because he's always getting beat up in social media. And again, that's not a real joke. There is bullying on social media.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a joke. But for a guy to be a grown man and you get really pissed off at everyone what they're saying, my dude, you are one of the most famous basketball players on earth. Shut up. I get it, but continue on.
Just like I was saying about Brandon Ingram, I think this is finally going to be the year where we see Brandon Ingram come out of that shell. Like, in the 2016 draft, Ben Simmons went first, Brandon Ingram went second. There was so much comparison between those two players, because Ben Simmons was like, a young LeBron, the way he could bring it up and stuff, which I thought was not the case. I thought he played more like Magic, if anything. And then it was Ingram who was like, this is going to be the next Kevin Durant of our league, and this and that. And if you've seen, obviously Ben Simmons has kind of lived up to the hype other than the shot, but Brandon Ingram hasn't. So now I'm looking forward to him going to another team, basically getting a fresh start, and leading that team to a possible playoff opportunity.
Him averaging 17 points a game will make the biggest difference for that team. Now, the second pick, I really want to get through all these at least the top 5 picks as fast as we can. Now, the second pick, we got John Morant. That's going. That he might to give Memphis that boogie work. He about to let them know what's about to happen. Him and Jared Jackson is a 1-2 combo. I think this league's gonna start liking. I think their games fit each other really nice in that system. The only concern I have for that team is what's next now. Like, you got a couple young guys, but you don't got a young core that's really going to necessarily take you over the top in the next 3 to 5 years. So I think it's now, you got your young guys, can you find that veteran piece to come to that team?
Well, whatever they did with the Mike Conley trade, the 2 draft picks they ended up getting, well, we'll see what happens with that too, right? But yeah, you're totally right. They're not nowhere.
Nowhere yet, but it's a nice little vibe right now. And I think if they were to go into free agency, right, I know they're not looking, but if I was them with all that money I have, you got a big haul small forward. I know they got Dylan Brooks. Shout out to our Saga boy out there hooping for us. But no disrespect for the man, but I honestly would rather Harrison Barnes as my 3 and let him be that veteran and be that guy you can have as your go-to scorer at the wing position. And then you have DeLon and John Morant that can play, the 1-2 together, a little combo guard. And then you got Jared Jackson as your big man you can feed the ball to. Now give them a nice little team.
Jonas Valanciunas,
he's the center.
Is he going to opt out of his contract?
He did, but they're talking.
Okay, so they still have a very young JV as well, so don't sleep on that.
So that team has some nice pieces. Like, if you get a small forward now, I think that team, it won't make the playoffs.
But they'll definitely make some noise.
If you sign a guy for 3 to 4 years, a nice Harrison Barnes type player, that's a team. I think in the next 3 to 4 years makes the playoffs at least once. Maybe he's an 8 seed, do some work, and then they'll build from there. Maybe get another bigger name or whatever the case is. The third pick was my favorite pick, R.J. Barrett, Saga boy again, representing. I think this is big for the Knicks, and I think in free agency it's going to be big. What do you think?
I think it was a huge pickup for the Knicks. If the Knicks didn't draft them, like, everyone would have just been on the Knicks about how they're the joke of a franchise. Yeah. But no, for sure. I mean, him and Kevin Knox, they can be your core. Obviously, you still need one more player, I think.
Yeah,
Porzingis would have been that perfect guy. But
you know what? I think it's better this way because the one thing, if I was going at Kevin Durant at free agency, I would pitch him this. I'd say, listen, we got R.J. Barrett here. He's going to take the rounds for the year while you take time to recover. All right, let him grow his game. So when you come back healthy, you're ready to go. Now guys like Kevin Knox, who plays a year for you, you secretly let him play, and then in the next offseason say, hey, we're gonna trade you because your value's up. Trade for another guy there and kind of help build that team, and then have it KD and RJ
it's
go.
not a horrible thing. If Kevin Durant does go there, then he could play the 4 all the time.
Well, yeah,
and
but
then have Kevin Knox play.
And then what? RJ play the 2? Actually, it's not a bad idea.
And then they can still get a point guard who could be a scorer. It doesn't need to be a facilitator. He could be like an old Derek.
It'll probably be Kyle Lowry, because I think in the next free agency he's probably gone from us once we repeat. I think that'd be a nice pickup for them, and I'd give them a nice team to run for playoffs for a little while. So I think if they could sell that to KD, I think that's what makes more sense. If he's going to be the center of attention, or you let Kyrie know, hey, we want you and KD because we have the money. We got RJ. Mm-hmm. You and RJ go at it for a year, which would be nice, and then that's some magic work there.
The way my only thing is, from New York's point of view, seeing how Kyrie acted around the youngins in Boston. I know it was a different situation, but the way he was with his leadership, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't want him to go to New York and spoil RJ. You know what I mean? I don't want him to decline RJ's growth into the game in the NBA, because we all know how hard it is once you get to the NBA.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's gonna get harder.
I will say this: I think it's a different situation completely, but in a good way. Kyrie's come to a team that's unproven. These young guys are hungry, Mamba mentality hungry, and I think Kyrie would vibe with guys like that.
The Maple Mamba,
Maple Mamba, right? Mamba. But you got RJ and him would be a nice little 1-2 scoring punch there. They wouldn't make the playoffs, but I think the Knicks would have to let Kyrie know. But if you don't make the playoffs, this is not a panic mode. But, if you make the little run, if you do make the playoffs, you don't do well, don't panic. We got KD coming back the next year. He'll be healthy. You sign a guy like DeAndre Jordan back, right? Have him as your center for a nice little 3 years.
They still have Dennis Smith Jr.
Trade him off. If you get Kyrie, you trade him off. Assets on the bench.
Okay. If you get Kyrie, sure. But if you don't get Kyrie, that's actually not a bad match. Him and RJ in the backcourt.
Just call Krista, my sis, tell the Knicks to call me. I got them. Let me GM, and I'll give KD this beautiful message. I promise you I'll get KD to sign if I showed him this plan. I think I'll get him to love New York. But getting down to the last 2 picks I really want to get to is the 4th and the 5th. And I know you're really excited about the 4th pick.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll start with the 5th pick quick with Darius Garland. What do you think about that kid?
Best shooting point guard in the draft.
Okay.
I think him and Colin Sexton in the backcourt in Cleveland is going to be a problem because Colin his shots fucking good.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm hoping Colin this offseason, he works on his shot, he comes back, and then they have a dynamic duo in the backcourt. You see a lot of teams, they actually did that this season. Teams that were looking to rebuild, they had maybe a player at the 2 or at the 1, and then they went and they got another guard to play that. And then that 1-2 punch is just, you could go back to anybody, like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard and CJ. That's what it seems like a lot of teams are trying to do.
Now, if I was Cleveland, this is a team I don't see that pick being any big influence in the next 4 years. I think Garland's going to be a good player. I don't see his team making a change, so I think the Cavaliers will just kind of be stagnant. They'll be looking at the draft next year.
I think they got to trade Kevin Love this offseason.
I think they will. I think that he's going to Portland.
Yeah, I heard that
trade,
too.
I can see that happening. But
Portland would be a nice fit.
But Cleveland's going to be boring as it was when we went there for our tournament. But to get into the 4th pick to finish off our talk on the draft, DeAndre Hunter going to the Hawks says a lot of things about what Atlanta's trying to do. I think they're trying to be top dogs out here.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to let them know we're Quavo and them. I'm taking over.
The Atlanta's just going to be in the next, I was telling my sister, in the next 10 years, if Atlanta keeps what they're able to keep, and they don't have to change too much, they could definitely be the dynasty in the
And with the true rookie of the year running the show, I think there'll be a nice.
I've always said that. I like Trae Young, so there's no doubt about it.
He's gonna be nice. He's got wing scores everywhere.
Now. Cam Reddish, they drafted Cam Reddish.
John Collins, he's nice as hell. I can't wait to see this team get into the playoffs the next 2 years.
Oh yeah.
So, but we won't talk on the draft. We'll talk a little bit more, later on in other episodes on that because I want to see if some players are gonna stay on the roster.
And we'll see once development starts.
And Summer League, right?
Summer League,
gonna be big, so we'll see what's gonna happen. I know for the first game of Summer League, and I think this is going to be exciting because I think everyone's going to be talking about this all the time. It's RJ versus Zion.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big game. So everyone, please go and watch that game. So I think our next thing here we got to do is what's our favorite thing to do, Johnny?
Johnny already knows.
Rapid fire.
What's our favorite thing to do, my doggy?
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Okay, let's get it going.
Wait, hold on. Before we start, I just want to ask this one question. You were in the car with me when I was talking about that machine gun, right? You remember the video where that girl was tweet we should get her. I know it's bad to say, but we should get that girl twerking. And I'm telling you, she was twerking like a machine gun. I was like, I was like, what is this, man? We get her. We can have her start rapid fire. But anyways, get into the questions, Johnny. Hit us with it. What's up?
All right.
Going down, sucker.
On Sunday, June 30th, is when free agency begins. What team will make the biggest splash?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I think the team that's going to make the biggest splash here, honestly, based on looking at the landscape, I think it's the Boston Celtics. And I know it's a sleeper pick. I know people are going to be like, what am I talking about? Look at like what Kawhi and these guys are doing. I think, personally, Kawhi's going to stay. I think KD will probably go to Brooklyn and, they'll probably that little stack squad. But the team that really intrigues me with a big splash is Kemba. Kemba to the Celtics fits that system. You can't be... Think about it. That's like IT now with the young guns ready to go.
Way better.
But a way better IT. A guy that can actually be a leader on the team. I see if Kemba goes to Boston, if I'm the team... I'm like the Toronto Raptors and Milwaukee, I'm like, fuck. These guys just keep getting better. So I think he's gonna be the biggest splash. What about you?
I was gonna see if you were gonna take one of the Laker teams. But I'll take either of the Laker teams. It seems like the Clippers and the Lakers.
Two Laker teams? What are you talking about?
The Lakers and the.
Oh, you're the two LA
Sorry,
teams.
I meant that's what I meant. The Clippers and the Los Angeles Lakers both seem like they want to make a lot of noise this season. They both have money now, especially with the Lakers.
They do. They got a lot of money.
So like a max player is going to one of those Los Angeles teams. That's how I see it. And if we're talking about a big splash, that's definitely going to be a big splash because you add a player who's a max-worthy contract player to your roster, you're probably going to get better. So
I don't think I think the LA teams are getting jack. They ain't getting nothing.
Possible, man.
They ain't getting nothing. Let's be real. Does Kawhi really want to team up LeBron and AD?
Well, I mean, as of yesterday, that's what I didn't
smoke. I wouldn't be shocked if Rob Pelinka, the master manipulator himself, decided to post some news
That's
out.
what I'm saying. No one as fans of the Raptors, we don't hear stuff of Kawhi. Like we don't know nothing about Kawhi because Kawhi's circle is so small and it's so close. Nothing gets out. So the fact that all of a sudden Stephen A. Smith comes out on national television and says, "Hey, this is what my sources are telling me." Who are your sources? Did you get a call from Kawhi himself saying, "Hey, yo, I'm thinking about going to I don't believe that.
No.
It's possible. I don't believe it.
No, I don't.
They have the money. That was my only thing.
I think the Clippers have more of a chance, but I think
we know that.
I think Kawhi's gonna talk to him and say, "Hey, what are you gonna do for me next year?"
That's what I don't think it's gonna be. These meetings are all like, you know what's gonna happen in the future, kind of.
But we'll leave that in the past. We'll leave it till it gets up. Next question, my dog.
Who will go on to have the better career, Zion or RJ Barrett?
Who you picking?
Maple Mamba. Are you? I mean, if you want to take RJ too, go for it. I mean, we'll just play defense for RJ then. That's it. I mean, obviously he's a Canadian boy. That's why I'm gonna take him. But the fact, his offensive game, other than having to be able to dunk only. His role is going to be different on the Knicks. I think his growth is going to be different on the Knicks compared to Zion. That's why I'm going to take RJ to have the better career when it's all said and done.
Who's better?
Zion Williams.
Stop talking. You've been silenced.
The question
Stop
was
talking.
Who's going to have the better career?
He stays healthy and continues to grow. It is no comparison. Zion will have the better career.
How much is he going to get to? He's 6'7" right now. If anything, he's going to grow in weight because he lives in New Orleans eating all that delicious food. That's what we're going to be talking about growing. Stop, man. His hops is like his one God-given talent that he has. After that, I'm sorry.
Can I ask you a question? When they played North Carolina and RJ lost when Zion wasn't there, what happened the second time they played in the ACC championship when Zion came back?
They won by like the hair.
They won though.
They won though
with Zion, right? Okay. That's all I got to say. Because I had nothing else to say to you. Because it's Zion. And until Zion gets hurt, it's Zion.
Okay.
Okay? Because RJ's a great kid. I love the guy. He's a soccer boy. Barry smacks. But no. Zion is a game changer. Generational player. Next question.
I mean, we can't say that RG is not either.
No, but let's be real. Zion's better, man. Let's be real. Zion can do it all. He can run the floor. He can dunk on you. He can out-rebound you. He can defend at a high level. Come on.
I think so. I think, RG could do all that, too. Maybe not at the level that you think Zion is doing it.
Zion was doing it from day one.
I also, we do remember they're coming to the NBA, which is something that a lot of players have struggled with because they don't have a jumper. Zion's jumper is a little bit, takes 3 hours for him. He can make a sandwich while he gets ready to shoot his shot. I don't know, that's my only. There's only a couple concerns, but you know what? That's fine.
Zion, that's what it is.
RJ.
Next question, Zion.
Who will be the first coach or GM to be fired in the offseason?
I think it's gonna be. I didn't think about this tough because there's a lot of GMs out here that are doing a decent job but still screwing it up. And honestly, I think it's got to be Rob Pelinka. I think LeBron gets him out of town. I know he brought AD, but I think he's gone.
Well, they bought AD and they didn't even make the trade properly. That was the funny
He's
part.
gone. I think he's gone at this season. There's a couple other candidates I would say, but I think he's gone. If I had to pick a coach, even self, I would probably pick. Actually, no. Most of the coaches are in a pretty good.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's hard. I'm gonna pick a coach actually, and the reason I'm gonna pick him is because it's been a couple of years now. He's been coaching for this team, and we've seen the roster kind of expand a little bit and kind of get better, but they've never really the Western Conference Finals was the furthest they got with Mike D'Antoni. And the Houston Rockets. I know in the regular season, we just talked about, in the regular season, they're a really good team, but in the playoffs, his strategies just don't work, man. They're not a good team in the playoffs. We've seen this a couple of years now, and my history about basketball going back even later, I could take you back to the Phoenix days when he was coaching Steve Nash. He had the MVP in the league, but how far did they go? They got beat by Kobe. Or Tim Duncan, or they're always getting beat by that generation superstar. So for me right now, it's gotta be Mike D'Antoni. I'll see what kind of changes they make to their roster, but I think they need a fresh start in Houston.
Mike Budenholzer might get it too, just because coach of the years usually get the axe the next year. But no, I'll leave that man alone. But you are pretty right. Mike D'Antoni's been a jackass in Houston. He's been doing something that I know, certain coach named was he's an idiot too, but. Sometimes you allow your star players to do what they want, and it bites in the ass. So change up your system, my dog, and, be ruthless with your player. Because James Harden is running your team, so you're about to get ran out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Last one. When Kawhi re-signs with the Raptors, who will be the most upset?
Are we allowed to say Skip?
That's you, bro.
That's Skip for sure. Skip, number 2 side back with the fuck you, Skip. Honestly,
yeah.
I'm tired of hearing you call the man number. Respect him, okay? He's a 2-time NBA champion. Kawhi Leonard, that's his name.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be Michelle Beadle. For y'all that don't know who she is, she's this female analyst that's on ESPN. She was doing a lot of the pregame shows with Paul Pierce, Chauncey Billups. Who else was on that cast? Was it McGrady too?
Yeah.
McGrady as well.
Well,
and she was the one at the start of the year to say... Jalen Rose. And she was the one at the start of the year saying how it's so disrespectful what Kawhi is doing to San Antonio. What type of player is this? What's his character's that question? He's a softie. Bitch. Why are you talking?
Oh, I'll tell you exactly.
You probably look like you probably go get a gangbang with the man. You talking nonsense. No, because she was being pretty racist about it.
She was, but did you know why she was talking about all this?
Why?
Where did she go to high school? In San Antonio. So that's why she's a Spurs fan. She just didn't act like she was a Spurs fan, but she wanted to run the man out of town.
And shut your mouth. Don't comment on the guy like that. You don't know who he is. You don't know what he's going through. We got to see what he was going through. The man was limping trying to win a championship. That could have been yours.
Yeah, facts.
No, the guy might think I'm joking about, but girl, You're smarter than that. You're actually a good analyst. I used to watch on Sports Nation. She was pretty funny there. You're better than that. You don't say that about Kawhi. And, man, I felt bad, and I know she's gonna hate the fact that he come back to Toronto because that's what it means. We gonna repeat. We gonna repeat. Michelle, you can come back to Toronto and party with us any day. Okay, we'll take you to Cabana. We'll give you your own little booth. All right, you and your family, and just know that Kawhi will come and shake your hand and be like, "I got to." Peace out.
That's really it. No.
That's straight up, because, like, honestly, like, you know what? Like, I feel Kawhi proved a lot of people wrong this year, and I think Skip and Michelle should give him some more respect.
I think a lot of people, like, throughout the NBA broadcasting services, like, everybody that has their own show, realistically. I remember how much, like, when the trade first happened, how much this is not going to work for Toronto. Toronto just gave up DeMar DeRozan, who's, like, their franchise this and whatever. And now we look 1 year later. Okay, I think we should get to our next segment, which is gonna be actually you, sir. So whenever you're ready.
So, this is what I gotta say. See, now I'm a little annoyed, and I always get annoyed. This is why I sound off. Now, Michael Jordan, he's considered the GOAT to some people, right? He's considered the all-time greatest to some people. See, I'm pointing my head over here. I don't want to hear it. You're gonna be quiet. You're gonna be quiet. You are a joke. Why are you not signing back Kemba for a fully max? Now, I understand you don't want to pay guys the max, but my dude, what else do you have in Charlotte? If you don't sign him back, you already screwed up in the draft. You didn't get anything that really says we're gonna change the franchise or we're going a different direction. You didn't even make any trades on draft night. You could have traded. You could have done a trade with Kemba, but you could have traded so many contracts off your roster that you're overpaying already to different teams and got at least second rounders. You could have did something to say, okay, we're rebuilding, or let Kemba know, okay, we're gonna at least trade some of these guys and get a star, or at least just get Tobias Harris to think about coming there. Do something, but no, you're more focused on staying under the luxury tax because you're being a cheap ass owner, instead of building a champion. I know you got your 6 rings, so you're not really hungry to win anymore. But I'll call it your manhood. I thought you were the GOAT. I thought you liked winning. Oh, he's 6-0. From my understanding, 6-0 as a player, loser as an owner. Oh, sorry, governor. So you've caught L's and will continue to catch L's. And I'm going to laugh when one day LeBron James becomes owner, wins a championship, seems like the most caring guy in the world, and then you got to look back and like, damn. This sucker gone and passed me. Because guess what? Real owners, like, Terry, or what's his name? Larry, what's our owners?
Larry Tenenbaum.
Right? He actually cared. And he said, let's go for it.
So let's put the money in. We'll make the trade for Kawhi.
You own Jordan. You make money. You're about to be a billionaire. You tell me you're being cheap still? No, keep sending money to the prisons in North Carolina that you love so much. Keep sending the money there. Because you're doing a great job trying to help the Charlotte Hornets win. You're a joke. I don't want to see you no more. You're a goof. Goodbye. Done talking about Jordan. I don't want to hear his name for the rest of 2020.
Okay, I think with that part, we're just going to go out to my segment, which is going to be the Derwinners and the Losers of the week. So we'll go back to the award ceremony for the Derwinner. First, I want to congratulate Giannis for getting him his first MVP. It's not something that's easy to do. You had to compete with so many guys to get it. 30 teams. Each player on that team wants MVP, but realistically, you can only give it to one. Other than his shot, the way Giannis came into the season from training with Kobe or training with whoever last offseason, showed right away that, this year, I'm going to take that step forward. I'm going to make sure that I win that MVP. And I'm going to show the league that in a couple of years, I'm going to be dominant again if he gets a shot. The reason I want to give it to him is because it's his first. I don't think I would give it to James Harden if James Harden won back-to-back. That's because of the conversation we had earlier. But because Giannis came up, it's his first one. He's 25 years old, super young, has the ability to win like 5 more if you realistically. But that's a different story, because then we'll talk about the award and whatnot. So we'll just keep it to that. So congratulations again, Giannis, on your first MVP. Now my loser of the week, again, we're going to go to the award ceremony, and I'm going to give it to whoever decided that the Milwaukee Bucks GM was the executive of the year. Okay, let me show you exactly what he did in the offseason. Signed Brooke Lopez, signed Mike Budenholzer. At the trade deadline, traded for Nikola Mirotic. Okay, 3 things, right? Masai Ujiri, traded for Kawhi Leonard, traded for Danny Green. What did he do? Hired a rookie coach, right? At the trade deadline, who did he get? An all-star defensive center that helped Toronto win the championship. Now, how are you telling me that this man got 4th in voting over some guy that made 2 moves? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The fact that you signed Brooke Lopez and Brooke Lopez turns out to be a nice center because he could shoot, that's why you're going to give it to him? Or because the coach that you hired won you 60? Yeah, because of the player that he had. Giannis, obviously, why wouldn't you give him coach of the year? But the fact is, Masai made bigger moves, he made bolder moves, and he made those moves to, you know what, win a championship. And I don't see the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks doing that. So that's why my loser is going to be the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't even know his name. I don't even care.
Join Hoist or something.
Yeah.
Or
That's some dumpy name, bro. I don't even care.
Sucker, that's what he is. Honestly, I don't like him either. I think he's a joke.
I think that's it. Do we have anything else that we want to discuss, or?
No, that LeBron's the greatest player that ever walked.
Yeah, we're just gonna end it.
We'll end it there. Yeah, no, we'll end it there for real.
So again, thanks for watching, guys. Obviously, like, subscribe. You know the drill. And you know we're gonna see after June 30th, what happens. The free agency should definitely be a big shakeup for the NBA.
Oh yeah. So please stay tuned for that, as we will definitely be doing a special for that. So like and subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace.